Hey everybody, Model Man here, and today I'm going to be doing 3 different kit reviews. Well, 2 kit reviews and a book review. The Star Wars Blueprints. This is the $60 version available on Amazon, not the $250, $500 version that I believe is like nearly twice as large as this whole thing, which means it's 4 times the size. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool book. A few things I was hoping for that would be there that aren't there, but we'll take a quick breeze through that. And over here, this is the STS Crawler Transporter, 1/144th scale for the Space Shuttle. Copyright 2010, David R. Meyer. Educraftdiversions.org is the website you want to go. Look under the space link and see all the crazy models that are there. Not only for the Space Shuttle, but also for the Saturn V. Towers, launch platform, and crawlers as well, all in paper. And over here, cue the bongos, gunshot, enter stage left, Mrs. Peel, a smoking gun in hand, the Lotus Elan S3, as driven by Mrs. Peel and the British show, the Avengers. This kit I'll be painting up like her car. It's a light pale blue, not quite a silver. And this is my first kit from Gunze Sangyo, or as the Americans would probably say it, Gunze Sangyo. And even then, I'm sure the Japanese pronunciation I've got there is going terrible. It's Gunze Sangyo, yeah. But I'm saying it terribly. 1/24th scale, ready to assemble plastic model kit. A lot of color calls here that I'll never understand, but that's okay. Some nice little pictures, and from here on, let's break each of these into its own review episode and we'll see what's up. Alright, it's the 1966 Lotus Elan S3, made under license from Group Lotus plc, Norwich, NR14 8EZ, England, from Gunze Sangyo. 1/24th scale, ready to assemble a plastic model kit. Decent box, a couple pictures, a nice piece of art on the front. Some color calls that I'll never understand, but that's okay because I'll be painting this as the car scene in the Avengers driven by Mrs. Peel. So that will be a light silverish pale blue of sorts. The color is up for debate around some corners. One of the nice things I like about Japanese kits is that they usually have this cardboard set off in between pieces to help protect them. It's a nice little touch, and the boxes are almost never shrink wrapped, so theoretically this is as it's sold from the factory itself. The chassis and outer body, the details are minimal, but the plastic is really nice and solid and clean. And over here, the details are definitely very box-like and cornered. I don't know if that's the way it's supposed to be. It's also possible that you'll never see down there once all the pieces are in place. Over here, we've got 2 bags of sprue, one all white. Then we got the clear, the chrome, the set of decals, and black sprue, and can't tell if those are rubber tires yet. Both bags are stapled shut. I don't know if that was a factory thing or if the previous owner would have done that, opened up the parts and looked at them. I imagine it's probably factory because that looks like a fairly uniform machine stapled bag right there. Down in the bottom, the instruction. And one other thing I should note about the box, copyright 1990, so I'm going to guess this has been out of production for a little while. Got it for about $40, which I'm guessing for the kit, from the origin of the kit and all that, it should be a pretty good price overall, considering a stateside normal car kit can go for 25 or 30 or maybe $20. Let's take a quick look through the instructions and we'll go from there. So over here on the instructions, the majority of it is Japanese, however there is a little bit of English going on here and there. And from the start, This is looking like a fairly average car kit to put together. It was almost intimidating looking at first, but now that I'm getting a better look at it, it's not too bad at all. However, this car kit does go beyond as far as any other car kits I've seen recently. All of them, for example, have the windshield wipers molded into the car body itself. Here you get extras. With the car door handles, it can be hit or miss with whether they're molded in or not. I've seen. Depends on the model. All the details here, a lot of this would definitely not be its own little part, so I do like that a lot. And it's also probably something that would be fairly expected from a Japanese kit maker. One thing I am immediately struck by and do not see anywhere is an engine. So that makes this the curbside kind of thing where you cannot lift off. Well, there we can lift off the hood. Why would they not include an engine if you can take the hood off? One possible answer for that is that there is a different version of this kit where I said this was about $40. The other version of this kit that I've seen is 100 something US dollars. And that has metal parts, plastic, rubber, and whatever else is going on. You're paying for what you get in that one. So some kind of simple cheap engine would have been definitely a good one. And there probably aren't a lot of details. Let's take a look back on the underside of the chassis. Well, they're minimal. No, we got some decent suspension looking there. And the interior cab doesn't look too bad either. So that's immediately what we can expect out of these parts. So let's see what we've got. So this definitely breaks out into a nice amount of plastic. There's a great representation of clear plastic. Unfortunately, things such as the brake lights seem to be red, or seem to be clear rather, not red. And whether that's supposed to be that way, I don't quite know. I'll have to check out some Avengers episodes in the near future. One of the things that's bugging me right now is that this piece is really weighty for that amount of sprue to hold it on, so I was hoping to clip that off more gently to hide what had already become a little bit of a blemish on that windshield. But coincidentally, to protect that, this is a first for me. Rubber window gaskets for the front and rear windshield. This entire sprue of black is something of a soft rubber. It definitely has some firmness. It goes back to its shape, but all these pieces are like that. I don't know what kind of glue is going to work on this. Super glue may not. I'll have to research this a lot. So the decal sheet is nice and simple. I might even do my own. If I even need any of these, I might be able to paint it in or do something other. Definitely don't like the dashboard. I'll have to do some research on that so I can get it as close to Mrs. Peel's car as possible. And here's another one of the firsts. The windshield wipers. Those definitely look nice. One is distinctly curved, and apparently it's supposed to be that way. I'm guessing. Again, that's something I'll have to watch. At worst, I can probably softly bend that back into place. Hubcaps, standard. Wheel caps, lug nut caps. Not always standard, but something like the Batmobile would have them. Got the door handles in there. Looks like a gas cap. Probably some side view mirror pieces there. There's the rear view mirror, I bet. And up here, one of the disappointing things is the chassis. So the bottom of the chassis is definitely disappointing, and until I saw this part here, which fits in like that, I was far more disappointed. That at least brings a little life and depth to it, but the bare plastic there, maybe it's supposed to be that way, probably not. And I should say that does have a nice tight fit in with the body itself. Over here, fairly standard parts. It's strange not to see the engine pieces. Some nice work on the struts there, or the shocks, or the springs, or whatever you want to call them. Looks like a few more pieces of underbody there and over here, so maybe that gets dressed up a little better than just plain old that right there. But overall, a relatively very simple kit. However, because of its tinier complexities, definitely makes it something you don't want to just dismiss outright as something easy to build, because there are some nice tiny little parts in here that are going to need some attention. Window gaskets, that's really freaking awesome. Alright, so that's it for this one. Thanks for watching. See ya.